Canton, Ohio. We had a real football game. They poured pads and everything, and they played. And including some of the starters, even. Josh McDaniels, not those two guys. No. Let's not get crazy. But there they are. There is the new coach and the new kind of quarterback. And there we have the new sensation. Trayvon Walker, everyone picking the drop. Get over here. Bull rush, sack. He was really, really impressive in a very small amount of work. Handshakes. Jaguars. Did they win the game? No, but who cares? Because Jared Stidham is on the Raiders now. Remember when he was on the Patriots? He was like the replacement for Brady.
Run City! Run City!
Got it!
We go City!
Down Jarrett Stidham. Derek Carr loves it. And the Raiders light up the Ohio Knights. Even without that man, we'll see him week 1, I'm guessing. Sorry for everybody who had the Jaguars in your preseason survivor pool. They are out. The Raiders win 27-11. 16-point victory for the Raiders.
Amazing. All right, time now to do something that no team ever wants to do, which is go 3 and out.
Nice.
All right. It's the start of the season. We're going to tackle 3 big topics from this week. We're going to dive right into this one on a Friday and include the team that we saw last night. It's time for our first down.
Here we go.
Here we go. And we're going to stick with the Raiders, who got the win over the Jaguars in the Hall of Fame game in Canton. And there's been a lot of hype out in Vegas with Chandler Jones joining Max Crosby on defense, college BFFs Derek Carr and Devontae Adams being reunited, a Hall of Famer. We're not really sure. So is anything less than a playoff win a failure for the 2022 Raiders?
A failure?
A failure.
A failure? No. I mean, brand new head coach, brand new GM and Dave Ziegler. Like, there's a lot going on there, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but they also have a new defensive coordinator in Patrick Graham. There's a lot of change going on. Couple that with, let's see what the Raiders' schedule looks like. We've already talked.
We're doing schedule talk, Jason.
There's
no excuses.
Check
the schedule. Got to do it. Great. Bunch of logos. They're all good.
Yeah, they're all good. So to say if they don't win a playoff game, the season is a complete failure is a stretch. Like, they can make some great strides and get to the playoffs, which would be a nice jump. Yeah, they got back. They got there last year, but there's a lot of change going on there in Las Vegas.
Tell me what I'm looking at that I'm so scared. Like, the Raiders should be scared of in there. The schedule. I hate, you guys as players, you ever look at the schedule and be like,
of course
well,
not.
the season, it's just not going to go our way. We play the Cardinals week 1.
Well, when I was on the Browns, when we looked at the schedule, you're damn right. The season wasn't going to go our way. We're talking about preseason. The Browns in 2017, you know their preseason schedule? 4-0.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That always happens.
Oh, the
1-15, 4-0.
Were you riding high?
To 0-16.
Take us back to that. Were you guys feeling good? You thought you were...
I remember Greg Williams said it all the time. Like, you want to win, you have to win. You have to learn what it feels like to win. So these preseason games are important. We have to win. It's going to carry over in the season. Did it carry over? No, we went 0-16.
You had a taste. You had an appetizer of winning, and then it just never panned out in the main
early
course.
on, we reflect back to the preseason games and show them, like, we can do it.
The winless Lions also were 4-0.
Yeah, they were.
I'm not kidding. Like, that's the same thing. Peter, what do you think?
You know, it's a question like, is it because last year they went to the playoffs with an interim coach amidst that John Gruden, chaos that happened, and then the Henry Ruggs situation. I can go on and on. They had all this adversity, and they still found a way to the playoffs. So you're like, of course they've got to get better. But gosh, did the AFC get really good? And also, it's not like this is the Rams from last year where they had all these players on these one-year deals, or it's not like even the Packers where we don't know if Rodgers, like, I look at these players, they're not going anywhere. This is not a one-year team. They have built something for real. And you mentioned Dave Ziegler, who's the new general manager, comes over from New England, where I believe he was there when you were there, Jason. It's not a well-known name, but what he did was he signed these guys to multi-year deals. Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Renfro, Waller, these guys aren't going anywhere. So I don't feel like it's an all-in, make or break. Like, they can go to the playoffs, they can win a game, and if they don't, I don't think they're blowing the whole thing up this year, and it won't be viewed as a failure. It's the start of a new era, as you said, before I jump down your throat. Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler, and of course all these new coaching staff and players. And I will say this one more time. There's a big Patriots influence of winning football, and it's not just McDaniels. You're talking about Deron Harmon, you're talking about Brandon Bolden, you're talking about a lot of different guys, Jacob Johnson, that were in New England that they brought with them. So I think they're built to last. It's not just a one-year deal.
I disagree. I'm just going to think of the hypothetical. The Raiders go 10-7, and they get into the wild card. And let's say they even win it. Let's say they beat the Titans in the wild card round and then lose by 25 to the Chiefs in the divisional. I think that's a failed season, too. In August, my expectations are high. Look at those players we just showed. Look at that stadium. Look at that town. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, get in there. That's fine. Nice little starter season. No, I think the expectations are very high. I don't think the AFC West maybe is going to be as tough as people think it's going to be for them. The Raiders are extremely talented. They brought in all the players. They brought in the coach. I don't think getting a playoff win or maybe two is too much to ask. So what are we doing here? This is professional football. Fair. Let's go. You're big boys. Go get it.
The AFC West, the more I look at it, read about it, listen to podcasts about it, it's going to make me pull my hair out, which is really sad because I like to put braids in my hair.
Yeah, look at that.
I can't, it's like a nightmare you can't wake up from. Any team, just pick it. Look at their schedule when they have to play their divisional opponents, and it is a nightmare. You talk about the guys that are in Vegas. Let's talk about the guys that are spread out throughout the AFC West. I asked them specifically to not put teams next to these guys. Look at these names.
I mean, it's just amazing players.
Week in and week out in the AFC. So then when you say, is it a failure if the Raiders can't win in the postseason? No. Because look at who they have to go up against. Look at who they have to beat in order to make it to the playoffs. I mean, it's nonstop. And then they sprinkle in some other non-divisional opponents. My goodness. Like last year, if they make it to the playoffs, good for them, man. But come on, the AFC West. Oh, I am just bullish on the AFC West.
I hear you.
Have you seen the Raiders schedule? I mean, it's a beast. It's a beast.
A Jaguars logo and a Cardinals logo. I'm like, ooh,
right,
they play football teams.
The second down is yesterday, we talked with former Seahawks linebacker KJ Wright. He came on the show, and he told us to not be, he really snuck this in here at the end of one of his answers, to not be surprised if Seattle makes a serious push and sneaks into the playoffs. We all kind of looked at each other when we said it before we went to the next question. So now we have to ask, do we agree with KJ Wright? And can the Seahawks be playing postseason football this season?
Kyle challenged us yesterday. You can't be all in on every topic that comes up on the show. I am absolutely all out on the Seahawks getting to the playoffs, making a playoff push. Like, there's no way. Like, Geno Smith, Drew Lock, like they're not the quarterbacks that are going to lead Seattle to the promised land. Like, let's just look at a little bit of their career numbers. And I don't want to get on them too hard, but the win-loss record, like, does that look like a playoff record? Like, there's no way. Like, I'm not all in. It's second and extremely long right now, and there's not a good chance of picking up the first down. I'm not all in on Seattle going to the playoffs. Not at all.
It would have to take an amazing performance from the running game, which is something they've really built with Rashad Penny having a great end of the season. They draft Kenneth Walker, and sadly, Chris Carson's no longer there. But, like, it's going to take a lot. I just don't look at that. I love Jordan Brooks. I love DK Metcalf. But to Jason's point, the quarterback play, I think it might be 32nd in the league. And you can clip that off and put that everywhere. I stand behind it. That quarterback room, there was opportunities to go and maybe get Baker or draft a guy. They stood pat with Drew Lock and Geno Smith, and in a quarterback-driven league, I'm just not sure the Seahawks are going to be talking playoffs this year.
It's possible. We were talking on the commercial break that I'm kind of circling around a take where I think there's going to be a Bengals in the NFC this year, meaning a shocking team that no one predicted that makes a run at it, just because the front runners, I don't know if they're that big of juggernauts. You know, obviously the Ryan Jensen injury for the Buccaneers, and Rodgers is dealing with his difficulties with the pieces, and, you know, the elbow thing with Stafford is a little concerning. Is there not a team that could rise up? And could it not be the Seahawks? The only way to answer that question, and the smartest way, and certainly the most entertaining way, guys, can we bring up the schedule for the Seahawks?
Yes, you're doing schedule.
We got it. Here we go. I know, look, Denver, San Francisco, Atlanta, Detroit. I'm just going to name all the teams.
Just name
New Orleans, Arizona, Los Angeles, New York, Arizona, Tampa Bay.
Tampa in Munich.
In Munich.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to finish with the Jets, and they're trying to get. It's tough. It's a tough schedule, and they have a Week 11 bye. That's the schedule. So yeah, maybe the Seahawks, if they can navigate that. Check the schedule, guys. One of our favorites.
Check the schedule, guys.
That's the schedule.
You got to check the schedule.
0 to 10, just a bunch of logos.
Write that down. Don't put the schedule up.
No, I'm not going to.
Been a couple games.
Let's move on to third down, because I was out on them too. All right, third down. We showed you this video yesterday. Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, and Matt Collins jammed into the back seat of a rideshare because Hunter Renfrow chose to sit shotgun, and he's not allowed to call a rideshare anymore. This is considered to be a faux pas, and Derek Carr cannot handle it. Are they, like, taking the rideshare to Canton? Like, that looks very uncomfortable. So what is the stranger travel preference? Because on the other day, we learned that Ian Rappaport likes to pick the room closest to the elevator in the hotel. What's the stranger preference? I feel very seen and attacked right now. I just want to say it. To choose the front seat in the rideshare, or to request a hotel room near the elevator. which I do both.
Okay.
This is a very important question.
Yeah, Jason.
Jason, take us first. What do you
It's definitely the front seat, and I'm saying that because I'm talking about front seat like you just want to be up there with the driver. There's nobody in the back. You don't have the car seats in the back. You're not bringing the kids along for the ride. You just want to have a conversation with whoever your rideshare driver is that day. You just want to sit down, ask them about their day, and you don't want to go in the back seat. Maybe you're a little car sick. But I'm going with the front seat, for sure.
I can't imagine going into a hotel, getting put in a room right in the middle of the hallway, and then running down to the lobby and being like, no, I need to be closer to the elevator. How lazy can you be? Also, the room by the elevator hears ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
that is my hell right there.
There's Peter's room right there.
And then you hear like,
to the right.
You hear the family talking as they go, oh yeah, that was a good meal. That was great. Did you get the walking, talking, everything? The further you get down the hallway, the quieter it is. Let me sleep in peace. To be so lazy. You're not staying, we're not staying at the Bellagio where you got to walk, a mile in Vegas. To be so lazy, Ian, to not be able to be a few rooms away from the elevator and deal with that sound all night, that is next level. I'm shocked that Ian's preference.
Especially in Las Vegas, we have all those sounds in the lobby anyway. You just want to get away from that. But Peter, you just turned up the volume on. You're watching Big Bang
Big Bang
Theory.
Theory.
Right.
Or Young Sheldon.
Yeah, or that. So that Peter doesn't want to be distracted from that. Anybody who gets in the front seat with a rideshare guy with nobody in the back, that's like you have to call that.
Okay, but it's 100 reference.
What is this person doing? You know what it's comparable to? All right, I'm sorry, I have to go to I'm going to take another restroom.
Oh, no.
There's 4 urinals. You're on number 4.
Yes.
Someone walks in and goes to number 3.
Oh.
What are you doing? Oh, my God, call the police. Like, you can't do that.
So awkward.
What? Yeah, listen, it happens here all the time, believe me.
Okay, but the question, Hunter Renfrow was, he called the rideshare. He got in because he had 3 guys in the back seat. There's very different things. Like, do you have people with you and you're choosing to be the one to sit in the front of the rideshare?
You're saying that because you want to get
Because I sit in the front seat of the rideshare because I will literally outside the car if I have to sit in the back seat.
Projectile vomit?
Yes, exactly.
Thanks for filling it in. There it goes.
See, I see you're lazy, and I'm going to go efficient because I just want to walk from the front desk, get the key, get off the elevator, go to my room.
Let me ask you guys.
And as the car pulls up, just get right in the front seat.
Have you ever been the person who gets the hotel room, then goes down to the front and says, actually, I need a new room. I didn't like it.
Never.
Never. Me neither.
I have for like a cleanliness issue.
Yeah.
I've done it, and then I get an even crappier room the second time. It burns me like, oh, really? The steak isn't tender enough for you, sir? Put them right in the AC units on the first floor. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just take what you get. And don't get upset.
You have to come down with like such humility. Like if you're gonna do that, you got to come in like tail tucked. Like I am so sorry. I will pay you to let me do this.
We're going outside now, right?
Oh yes, let's do it.
Let's go. We gotta go.
Up on Good Morning Football, how high are the expectations for Zach Wilson in year 2? Sean O'Hara and Andrew Siciliano will join us live from Jets camp.
Plus, an old friend joins us. Oh, look at Nathaniel.
Hines Ward is joining the show.
Oh, no. Nate tackled me. Boom. Oh, jeez. Nate broke one of my floating ribs right there.
Cynthia's laughing.
Yeah, of course she is. She's calculating the analytics on my ribs breaking.
When pain says it's time to go home, I say, not yet. Aleve, who do you take it for?
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
I got a big old bowl for $5. I got a big old bowl for $5. It's got mac and cheese and chicken and cheese. I got a big old bowl for $5. Woo!
KFC's $5 mac and cheese bowls back for a limited time in classic or spicy. That's finger licking good.
The mountains or the seashore, into the city or far from it. The experiences we never forget come from the choices we make. The Wagoneer, or the Grand Wagoneer. Grand adventures. The choice is yours.
Get 0% financing for 60 months on the all-new Wagoneer Series 2 and Series 3. Scan to schedule a test drive at a Wagoneer dealer near you.